buddy, how you doing? So we had some big waves come rolling through, and I thought I'd go down to the edge of America and give you a look. And I didn't even get the tripod leveled out when I realized, well, the sun is too low in the sky, and the really big waves are off to the left. So kind of a bummer, as you can see. That was a good one, but can't see it. So I repositioned the camera, tried to get a few other shots, but the big waves are coming off to the left. So I really just picked the wrong spot. But we'll take a few photos here anyway, and let's just see what's happening. Yeah, but the big crashing stuff is off to my left. So right about here I decided I'm just going to pack up and head on over to a different spot and see if I can get some different views of these big waves. And so I packed up my stuff, kind of knowing what was coming out. I kept the tripod out, but put the tripod away, locked up the camera, started turning around and heading on my way, and ran into this seagull. And then the story begins from there. So here's a seagull. He's just hanging out on this little ledge just a few feet away from me, kind of keeping an eye on me, and just chilling and pretty tame. So I thought, hey, the light's going the right way. I'm going to grab the camera and take a few photos. Yeah, they're very common around here, and they're pretty common everywhere, but they're just still fun to watch. They're so chill. Most of the time they just hang out, and this one was no exception. And then out of nowhere, this raven shows up, and pretty friendly little guy, pretty talkative. So let's watch what happens. Well, just keep an eye. You'll see this little friendly raven just walk right up to the seagull and start having a conversation. And it's hard to hear over the noise of the ocean, but he's making some little clicks and hoots. And just a really fun little guy. He's probably inviting the seagull over for dinner. Maybe it's poker night or something. There you go. Now the gull doesn't seem to be paying attention to the raven, and even though the raven keeps talking, maybe the raven's decided to give it up and back off a little bit for a while. That'll change later though. Well, in this next bit you'll hear the raven go into a series of calls. We call them craws. I don't know really why I do that, but into a series of calls, and then it'll do some croaking. The croaking is fun. So give a listen. So now they just decided to just hang out. The raven's hanging out, the seagull's hanging out, and I'm hanging out. We're only a few feet apart. I thought it kind of interesting that the raven doesn't speak seagull, the seagull doesn't speak raven, and I don't speak bird. But here we are, three different critters, a few feet apart. No one knows what the other is thinking. But the raven sure looks curious though, doesn't he? So later you'll hear a little bit more of the clicking sound, the hoots, some more gargles, and a few other interesting sounds. So, I just kind of hung out, kept watching, and the raven is awfully curious and seemed just inquisitive about everything. And then this happened. Well, we may not speak the language, but we sure do know the meaning. I just love the hooting. The hooting just cracks me up. I love the way he hunches his shoulders, and it's a real effort to make a hoot. It's kind of a hoot. Well, I guess he's done hooting, and now it's going to be a long rant. Lots of craws, and the seagull just doesn't seem to care. It's just not interested. Well, that was quite a rant. He's not quite done. He seems to want to give it right to the seagull. So it's kind of fun. Well, the raven sure has something to say, but at this point I thought I'd try to get a close-up of the seagull. Birds are such primitive and sometimes funny-looking creatures, and I thought I'd get a shot. I mean, look at those legs. Those are great. They're so primitive. So I, tried to get a shot of the legs of the raven. That didn't quite work. Now that seagull, he is just as chill as can be, isn't he? Just hanging out. And with one last craw, the raven took off, and that was that. Well, my arms are pretty darn tired at this point, and you'll see from another angle here how close I was to this bird, and I had to walk past it to get out. So I thought I'd take one more zoom and then put the camera down and call it a day. So there you go. And I walked right past thinking it would chase this bird away, but nope, he's too chill. So just walked past the bird, and that seagull just stayed put, chill as a bean. And you can see my footprints on the left, so you can see how close I was to this bird and where I was. So that's kind of interesting. And with that, seagull took off, and that was the end of that. So that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you hanging out if you made it this far. If you want to see some big wave videos, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and sometime soon I'll have a good video up. Won't be that long, but I got some good wave action. So take care and see you next time.